Hey folks, Dave back here in Studio B, and today we're going to get an in-depth look at some gameplay for Inside the Crease PC Hockey Game. Now, I played enough of this game to hopefully have a pretty good grasp at what's going on. It's not all perfect though. I mean, I don't have everything down 100%. So I'll go over as much as I can today. I'll probably do a second video at some point down the line, talking about some of the obscure things in the game. Sorry, I just got to get my monitor here. So I'm gonna go over some of the. We're gonna go real slow gameplay, explaining what's happening, at least what I know. And if something comes up that I don't know, I will make it a point to make a note of that, and we'll discuss it in another video. But at least want to get you started with Inside the Crease PC Hockey Game. This is the PC game. This is not the cards and dice game. So I have not played the cards and dice game. All right. So let's just be upfront about that. I've watched it played. It looks very similar to this, and in fact, I think the PC version is a little easier than the cards and dice version because they spell it out for you. And the great thing about the PC game here is when you're playing the cards and dice game, it's like a book. You know, you're flipping over the cards and you're reading like a book. Okay, but that's how you play the card game. Well, here they only put on the screen what you need to see. So there's a lot of stuff on the cards on the table that are not relevant to the play. And I like how the PC doesn't bother with all that extra stuff. So let's get down to ice level, as I like to say here, and show you what's going on here with Inside the Crease Hockey. I'm just going to run through some gameplay today. In a later video, I'll go over some of the other things involved in this game. For example, you can go and trade players and release players and sign free agents. I haven't done much of that because I'm just kind of playing some one-off games. But if you were playing a full season replay, that might really come in to help. The team editor, that's where you would go when you would put in your images. So if I went to 1970, you'd see that I have my team images here. You can change the colors if you want, but this is where you would put the logos in, so to speak. Over the view here, you can view some player ratings if you want. You can even change them. I'm not sure why you would, but I think you can change them as well. And there's a few other things you can do in here. Again, the team stats, I haven't played any games, or at least saved any games for any kind of project or season. I'm kind of playing one-off, so this is where you go and find some of that stuff there. And again, you can print them and save the text files and the whole bit. I'd like to say the stat program in this is very good. I will say the stat keeping part of this is very good. And you get, your text reports and sortable stats and schedules and standings and the whole bit. So again, I haven't played any games in here, but it does a decent job. The only problem is, with it being cards and dice, is you have to physically play all the games. Okay, as hey, Don C's here, and Carl Wilkerson, you missed some good games the other day. We needed your scoring touch. All right, now we can do a couple things. You can play a schedule, which means you would go whatever season you're playing, and you'd say, okay, I want to play this game here, whatever. I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to do a one-off game here. So I'm just going to go to new game, and we'll play something new. Actually, no, I want to go with the logos because I don't think I put the logos in here, did I? No, I didn't. So let's see. We'll just go something here that I'm aware of. So we'll go Boston, and they will be at, how about Chicago? So Boston at Chicago in 70-71. Again, I go back to my 70-71. All right, so you got some game options here right off the bat. Your lunch break is almost over. Oh, you're watching the 77 video? Yeah, I'm going to try to slow it down today and go over the game. Here's what I'm going to do. Because when I play, I like to broadcast and keep the game moving, and I don't want to take too long. So today I'm going to slow it down and show you what I know. Okay, as Al Red Sox fan is in the house today. And, last night was a very, very frustrating game. I kept rolling high numbers for the Bruins, and the Bruins lost 4-2. It was my childhood all over again last night. My 10-year-old self was pulling out his hair. All right, so here's some of the options before you start every game. So you can go 4 forwards lines or 3 forward lines. It's whatever you would like. The more players, the better, as I always say. I usually turn off injuries, and I'm going to go no injuries right now because I don't want to deal with injuries. That'll be in another video. I'll talk about injuries. The sound is annoying. I turn off the sound. I like the game, but the sound is bad. Now, this FAC randomness here, what this is you have a deck draw and a random draw. If you play deck draw, that means you play a card, and that card is done until the deck is exhausted, and you will shuffle the cards. The computer shuffles the cards. Random draw means you can get the same card 100 times in a row. I like to use random draw, just like I do in shootout hockey. And so that way there, I get a fresh card every time, and one card doesn't disappear from the deck. There's pros and cons to that, and that's for another time. Yeah, the Islanders won last night. They crushed them, actually. Hopefully you can do better than I did in Game 2. And, Dawn, yeah, catch us later, Dawn. If you got any questions, let me know, and I'll do the best I can to answer them. Let's see. In the line section here, I always like to enter the numbers. There is a drag and drop feature, and I'll show you what the number one. The drag and drop is just kind of like you dragging the guys over. They enter the numbers. The lines are already set for you, and I'll show you how to change the lines and enter numbers. Use the default resolution. Don't mess around with this. And as far as overtime, because I'm using a playoff project here, I'm using the 21-22 overtime, which is 20 minutes, which usually gets me a win. Not always, but it usually. Any of these other ones here, I'm really not sure what would happen if I had a tie going into overtime. So when I'm streaming here, I don't want to have to worry about it. So I put on the 20-minute overtime on my projects here. If you were playing a newer season and it was just a regular season game, then, again, it has everything here from the 5-minute overtime to the 5-minute overtime with a shootout. So that's what your choices are here. So you can save your settings if you want. I don't, because it takes 2 seconds to click my features that I like here. So now let's go to choose lineups. Now, this is the number grid. When we talked about what was numbers and what was the other way, this is the number grid. And how you read this is you got the 5 positions: left wing, left D, center, right D, and right wing. So you look at, is going to be Busick is the first line left wing, or is the first line left D. Esposito will be the center on the first line. Dallas Smith is on the right D, and then Ken Hodge is over here on the right wing first line. If you wanted to change this, okay, and let's just say we're going to swap up the left wing. So I get Wayne Carlton. And if you go over somebody's card, it shows you the card, which is kind of a pain when you're trying to do the lines here, but it will show you the card. So let's just say you wanted to say, okay, we're going to put Marcotte on the 4th line and Wayne Carlton on the 3rd line. So we're going to swap the left wingers here. So we're going to put Carlton on 3. Now you get an error because now you have 2 third lines. So you got to come over here and change this. In fact, you might even come back here and put that 3 again. So that's the workaround that I found to swap guys on different lines. And you can do this for anybody. You really can. You can go in any line here. Here's your power play line. Here's your shorthanded. Again, there's 4 guys out here on the shorthanded line. And it shows you, who's on what line here. And again, if I wanted to go short, now I definitely want Sanderson and Westfall out here shorthanded. But let's just say on my my second line, let's see, who's my left wing here on line 2? Oh, I don't have one. So I don't have one line 2. So I need a second. We'll put Ken Hodge. How about that? So Ken Hodge. So for some reason I didn't have that. Now you can also click on the team, and it'll load the lines for you if you'd like. Now you can see it swapped this over here, so I need to fix this and put this guy back to the 3rd line. But that's kind of how it goes. It just that's how you set it up. And goalies are the same way. You can pick who's in net. Cheevers or Johnson, you put a 1. Okay, so I'll go Johnston. I always play Cheevers, so we'll go Johnson. So I put a 1 on Johnston, and there we go. Again, you can go random starting goalie, and it'll put the 1 wherever you want. It's choosing Cheevers. So we'll put Johnson in the net. And again, you can look at his card here at any time you'd like. I like that feature, but it's kind of a pain, but it does work like that. All right, so now let's go to the home lineup. And here's the Chicago Blackhawks. Now, there's a couple guys that are not dressed. The Bruins had everybody dressed. So this Romanicic is not dressed, and Doug Moans right here is not dressed, okay? So let's just say you wanted to put one of them in the game. All right, so we're going to put Romanicic is going to be in the game at the 4 slot, and Nestorenko is not going to play, just for whatever, okay? So Nestorenko is going to be out, so we just take him out, and we put him in the game, just like that. Okay, so now Nestorenko is sitting because he's got he's not here anywhere, and Romanich is in the game. So that's how you would dress and undress somebody. You just have to make sure, I'm pretty sure, that they don't have anything over here with a number on their name. So that's how you would change somebody. Again, if you wanted to change up the lines here, let's just say you wanted to put Magnuson on the 3rd line. So we're going to put Magnuson on 3 and Korab on 2. And again, you have to go back and do it a second time because it's got that error message. So that's just how I do it. So that's the workaround on changing the lines. And again, in net, We can go Esposito or Desjardins. Obviously, I'm going to go Tony because I like my Tony Esposito. And like I say, if you wanted to load the lines, you can come over here and click on this, and it would put the lines in there if you wanted to. But now, again, like I said, now we have some issues, so we're going to clear the lines. And let's put that and load the lines all fresh. So again, you can clear them and load them all day long. If there's any injuries, they're in red and the whole bit. And it tells you down the bottom here, pick 4 for the lines. You got 4 lines and 3 defensive lines. And over here, it's just 2 because you just have the 2 power play lines and then the 2 shorthanded lines. That's what it all reads down here. And so that's how you would set up the lines in the number mode here. There's a drag and drop mode that I don't use. I think this is good enough for me. All right, so let's drop the puck. So now, I'm going to come back here into the game. And this is your screen here. I tried to make it as big as I could for you here. So you'll see the logos next to the scoreboard. Those are put in on the team editor page. See, the top is your visiting team, and these are all the cards. So if you saw that when I clicked on the player card, I need to fix this here. So I need to fix this a little bit here, get that centered up for you on my screen. There you go. So this is the visitors up here with their cards, and then this is the home team down here with their cards, with all their team colors, so to speak. And you got a scoreboard is off to the right. And at the bottom, you have some extras here. Some things are used, some things are not used in the game here. I think I need to come over a little bit more here on my screen so you can see the whole thing. Kind of going off my second monitor here, which is my phone. So that's what you got. You got the team cards at the top, the goalie on the right. You got the team cards at the bottom for the home team, the goalie on the right as well. So it all matches up pretty well. So you get your left wing against your left wing, your lefty against the lefty, and so forth. Again, that's just how it is. So I just want to kind of spell out what you're looking at here is what I'm trying to do. Alrighty, so now over here on the left-hand side, you get your forward line and your defense line. And you can click right on the line, whatever you like. Okay? Usually you start with 1, but you can start whatever you want. If the Bruins want to come out with line 3, they'll come out with line 3. You want to come out with line 2 offense and line 1 defense, you click on that. Again, anytime they're in the game, you can swap these lines up. That's really, really fun. And there's also an auto line feature, which I'll show once we get the game going. So in the middle here, in this blue area, this is your penalty area. This is going to say who's in the box in their time of the penalty. So that's your penalty area. Over here, this is going to give you a face-off result. This is going to give you a loose puck result. And over here is your assist and your major penalty to see who's going to get in a fight. Over here, the face-off is this is what's going on right now. So this is, in effect, is your fast action card. And again, they're only showing you what you need to know, which is really good. So it makes this game less confusing. At the bottom here, the bottom box, that'll usually light up if there's something special going on that it wants to alert you to. So if there's a special rule in the game or something like that, it'll pop up either in yellow or red to tell you what's going on. So the game does a really good job of showing you what to do. At the bottom here, this 0 here under Boston and 0 under Chicago here, there's different times during the game that things will happen that might change this to 1. I don't use this. This is an optional thing, so this is almost like a momentum thing. So when this comes up, it'll change the rating. I believe it's on a loose puck, but I don't use it. It's just something else for me to remember that I haven't got to yet. But I think this is some kind of advantage here that you get, and it's like a small momentum advantage. And I don't find it comes into play all that much. The 4 checkers here, 0 to 3. This is done automatically. You can change it manually if you like, but like most games, they said set it for 2 and leave it there. So I got the 4 checking here for Boston and the 4 checking here for Chicago, and it tells you, what it is. So 4 checking 3 is late in the game when you're selling out, so you get more scoring chances, but you're not playing much defense at that point. Conversely, if you go down here to 0, that's your worst offense, so you won't get many scoring chances, but you buckle down on the defense. So you have your 4 checkers in here. Same with physical play. It tells you what it is. This is kind of a balanced attack here. Low physical is less penalties, but there's less hits, so less penalty chance, but less taking away the puck. And over here, if you get high, more penalties and more hits. So again, it's a risk-reward factor. But I'll leave everything in the middle for right now. Late in the game, I will go 3 4-check for the losing team and 0 4-check. Or sometimes I'll go 1 4-check for the team that's winning. All right, so this is how you kick things off. So I just want to introduce you on the scoreboard here. So again, over here, it tells you who's playing. It tells you, the score, shots on goal, and the penalty minutes, and here's the time in the period. So the first thing you need to do is click on face-off. Now, we've got a change here on the screen. So what just happened? Well, what just happened is it lit up the centermen in their face-off ratings. Okay, now sometimes it'll give an advantage to one player or the other, but on this particular one here, it's just a straight-up face-off, and the winner of the face-off is going to get it to the right wing. That's what this means. So it's a face-off. This middle box says it goes to the right wing. So Esposito is a 7, and Pitt Martin is a 5. So Esposito wins this face-off, and the puck goes to Ken Hodge, who's going to immediately make a pass. Now, this H right here means home team. So if there was a tie, if they both were 7, no, they both were 5, or they both, whatever number it is, the home team would get it. So what I like about this is it lights up the face-off, and then it tells you which guy could potentially get the puck. So you know it's not going to anybody else except the guys in yellow here, and you have to decide that. That's what I really like, is that you do have to physically and mentally get involved in this game. You can't just sit back and do nothing. You do have to look. So you have to look. Esposito wins the face-off, and it goes to Hodge, so now we're going to click on pass. So Hodge is going to get it, and he's going to make the pass. So now, a couple things have happened here. We look in the middle box first. It says it's a loose puck if the left defense hit rating is equal to or greater than 4. And it lights it up for you. So you don't even have to go hunting for it, okay? So Bill White, his hit rating is a 3. So it's not a 4. So there is no hit on the play. So it's the right wing passes to the right wing. Now, when a player passes to himself at the same position, I consider him just skating with the puck. So he continues to skate with the puck. It is not taking away on a hit from Bill White. So Hodge has the puck and will skate with it. And 18, so you look at his card here, so that's going to be a shot. 15 to 18 will generate a shot 2. Shot 5 is the best, so shot 2 is the absolute middle. So he's kind of like maybe just inside the face-off circle, so to speak, off to the side. So he's got a shot 3 coming up on the 18. So that's how you would read that. So we're going to take the shot. So you click on the SH2, and he takes the shot. And it gives you a number. And now we refer to the goalie card, and it lights up the zone, which is shot 2. So you can see it's shot 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and shot 0. So it's all lit up really nice here on his card. So now we look for the 62. So we get down here to column 2. It's all lit up. 44 to 82 is shot, and it's saved, and it's held. So we're going to come over here and click held, and it's going to register a shot for the Bruins. Tony Esposito makes a save, and again, it says we have a face-off. So that's what happened on that play. Esposito wins it to Hodge. He comes in over the zone. He gets around Bill White. He fires it, and Esposito makes the save. So let's go to another face-off, okay, as my dog starts barking. Okay, so now we have a +1 here. Now, what's interesting about this is it gives a +1 to the lowest face-off man. And I got confused on that for the longest time. But anything that says plus in here, it goes to the lowest guy. So if you remember, the last face-off, Esposito was 7 and Pitt Martin was a 5. While Pitt Martin, being the lesser face-off guy, the disadvantaged face-off guy, if you will, he gets the bonus here. And sometimes this bonus is considerable and considerable enough to overtake the other guy on the face-off. So he's got a +1. So his 5 goes to 6, which is still not good enough. So Esposito still wins this face-off, even with the +1 going to the bottom guy. And it's already factored in, by the way, too, which is what I like. That was the other thing I wasn't sure of, is do I have to add this up myself? No, the game will add this for you, so the math is kind of already done. And we talked about math before. So the face-off is won. After the advantage, it's still won by Esposito, and it goes to the center. And if there was a tie, it would go to the home team. It is not a tie. Esposito wins this clear, and the center is going to be himself. So Espo is going to win it and turn it, and he's going to try to make a pass. Well, again, he's going to try to pass to himself. Okay, so he's going to skate with the puck. However, we got a penalty check. So now we're going to look and see if anybody has a penalty rating of 8 or better. And so it lights up all the penalties for you here at the bottom, and nobody has an 8 or better. That's a pretty high number. You really got to be a big-time goon to get something that big. So there's no penalty for 8, so this does not come into play. This is kind of what they call a defensive check, I believe it is. So we check the middle box first for any defensive possible play. That didn't happen because it didn't meet the criteria, so Esposito's going to skate with a 40. Now, on a 40, that's a giveaway. So he has the puck. He gets away from everybody in Chicago, but he loses control of the puck. Maybe it was poked away, maybe an errant pass, but he's going to give it away. So now we check to see what happened here. So he gives it away, and it goes to Bobby Hall, the left wing. And now this is when a breakaway can happen. It's on a giveaway. But it says no breakaway. So Bobby Hall, we do not have any breakaway check because it says no breakaway. Otherwise, he would have a breakaway check, and the breakaway check is right here. So it might say, breakaway if 3 or greater. Well, he would have a breakaway. So no breakaway, click pass. Simple enough. So we click on Bobby Hull, who's going to make a pass or try to make a pass. So now he's going to try to pass it to Pitt Martin in the center, and it lights up Pitt Martin. But it also lights up Dallas Smith up here because it said it's going to be a loose puck if the hit rating of the right defenseman is 6 or greater. Well, it's only a 4. So Dallas Smith misses the hit, so Pitt Martin slips around Dallas Smith and will receive the pass. At the bottom here, it says forecheck of the offense equals 3, then the pass becomes a good pass. AST is I call it an all-star pass or a nice assist or whatever it is. That's the best pass you can make in the game. But Chicago is forecheck 2. So it just tells you that on the card that you flipped, if you were playing on the table, that at the bottom, if you were in forecheck 3, like at the end of the game, then a pass would be upgraded to an assist, and that's where the 3-4 checker comes into play as far as a good thing for you. Okay, so we don't worry about the bottom because we're not in forecheck 3. Dallas Smith, we do a quick look here. He's not a 6, so it's going to be a pass completed to Pitt Martin. He's got a 24. A 24 is here, 21 to 31, so we click on pass. So Pitt Martin's going to try to make a pass to Pat Stapleton. However, okay, we check the bottom here. Again, we're not in forecheck. We're in, anything but 2, so the bottom just doesn't even come into play. We can ignore this. We try this first. So I guess the best way to do is start at the bottom and work your way up here when you're playing this. Don't start at the top. Start at the bottom and work your way up to see what the results are. So this is nothing because we're not in forecheck 0. We're in forecheck 2. It's a takeaway if the center as a 2 takeaway or better, and he does. So the pass to Stapleton is intercepted by Esposito. You click on take. So Esposito has the puck now, or he took it away. So now, again, we ignore this because there's no 0. It's going to be intercepted, though, as he tries to get it to Dallas Smith, okay, for a shot on goal. It's going to be intercepted if the center and the left wing combine for 6 or better, and guess what? They do. So, and it lights it up for you, too. So we got Bobby Hull, his defensive rating is 3, and Pitt Martin defensive rating is 3, so that's a 6. So this would come into play. The defensive check is not passed, so the attempted pass from Esposito to Smith, which would have been a shot 4 because it's a 1, is intercepted by Chicago because these guys combined on the play. Now, it lights up Martin here with the defensive rating. What it says, if you can alternate between the two. So if this come up again and it lit up Hull and Martin, maybe the next time you could have Hull take the puck. It kind of doesn't matter because they both kind of double-team the guy and knocked him off the puck is kind of what it comes down to. So we'll give it to Pitt Martin here. So he makes a nice defensive play. And now we play 2 minutes, and the game wants to make a line change. And you can do 2 things. You can just click this and ignore it and say change lines manually, or you can go to the auto line thing. So we'll click auto line, and you can see it change lines over here. So Boston now has line 3 with defensive line 2, and Chicago has forward line 3 with defensive line 3. I really like this about the game. This is one of my favorite features about the game, is that it's not always going to be a straight 1-1, 2-2, 3-3 matchup. It's going to bounce it around, and it gives you that flexibility. Now, when I play APA, in Strat, I like to go 1-1 matchup, 2-2 matchup, and the whole bit. But this game allows you to, because it's a PC game, you can really kind of pick and choose, and I do like that here very much in this game. You can also just hit at any time. You can hit auto line, and it'll send out a different line if you want as well. So there's 2 different ways. And anytime over here, again, you can click over here and change the lines anytime you want in the game. So I like to use the auto line, except until certain parts of the game that I want the best guys out, so to speak. All right, so now let's get back to the game. So the last play was an interception by Pitt Martin, but we made the line change. So the puck now is with Paul Schmier because he's all lit up in green, okay? Now we check the left wing takeaway. Don Marcotte takeaway is a 4. It's not a 7. So Schmier is going to take the pass from Pitt Martin with an 18. And an 18 now is going to be a pass. So Paul Schmier is going to try to make a pass. All right, now he's going to try to pass it over to Jim Papp in the right wing. However, we read this first, and it's going to be a forced dump in if the left wing is a 2 or better. He's a 3. So what happened is Schmier tried to pass it to Pappin, but Don Marcotte stepped up on the play, so either Schmier or Pappin, all they could do was just play it in deep to the Boston zone. So it's a forced dump it. So we click on the defense, and now we have a loose puck situation. So the loose puck, the tie goes to the home team. There's a battle. The offensive center, which is, I believe it was Chicago, will get a +1, and the defensive center gets no adjustment. All right, so now the math is already done, okay? So the math is already done, so you don't got to worry about it. But again, it's a tie. So Sanderson goes into the corner against Ngati, and they're tied. So after this math was done, which is already put into the game, we have a tie. Tie goes to the home team, so the home team is Ngati. So Ngati's going to get the loose puck. LP is loose puck. He's going to get the loose puck. Now we got a penalty check. So Ngati's going to send it to Schmier, and we got to check a penalty. So the penalty, if the center is a penalty of 2 or greater, and it is. Now, here's a couple different ways you can do it. The game says that do the penalty check and then call the penalty. Call the whistle and call the penalty. So let's check to see if the penalty first, and then I'll tell you what I like to do. All right? So we're going to click on penalty right here, and we're going to do a penalty check. This is just a penalty check right now. So we're going to click on it, and it's going to give us a number. I think it's 1 to 38. So we got a 15. So we start with a major rating of 2. So if it was 1 to 2, it would be a major. It is not. So from 3 to 33, it's going to be a minor penalty. Yes, so it's a minor penalty. So Sanderson's going to get a minor penalty. Now, there's 2 things you can do. One, you can just call it right here, give him the penalty, and end the play. What I like to do, if it's a minor on 1 penalty, what I like to do is this right here. So you click on the C, and it says click for delayed penalty. So because Schmier has the puck, Sanderson's got a penalty. He's the only guy getting a penalty. It would be a delayed call, okay? So I'm going to click this, and it says delayed call on Sanderson. So that way I know who's getting the penalty. I continue to play, and what I do is I take the goalie out. So if I come over here to Esposito, if you click on Esposito, you see how you get this box that comes up here? So I'm going to pull the goalie. But now I have to add a skater. So I click on it again, and I'm going to add a skater, and we're going to put out Stan Mikita. So Stan Mikita comes out. He's the extra man. So now Boston goes into shorthanded mode, and the Blackhawks now have the power play advantage here. So the game automatically gives you the power play numbers here. So again, if you clicked on the player card we talked about before, you would see that there's even strength and power play and shorthanded. The PC game flips it for you automatically, and that's really good too. So it saves space. So you don't see the whole card, but you see what's relevant at the time. I really like that about this game. All right, so Schmier has the puck. So again, in when I do it is when I have the delayed call, and we've established the delayed call, and I pull the goalie, I immediately go pass. So the guy has the puck, has to make a pass on the delayed penalties. That's how I do it. Again, there's different ways you could handle it. Again, I think the book says penalty, whistle, dead. That's not really hockey. I've had goals scored on delayed call, so I played a delayed call. So arm goes up, the official, with my official shirt on, arm goes up, we get a delayed call. Schmier has the puck, and so what I do is I pass. That's how I handle it there. Okay, I don't get done with anything else. I go right to a pass and see what the play goes. So now I see, okay, I'm trying to get it over to Pappen. I got a loose puck. If he's a 3, he's not a 3, so Marcotte misses his check. Pappen gets it with a 15. Now a 15 is going to be a shot 5 because I'm in the power play zone right now. So a nice pass from Schmier to Pappen, a shot 5. So he's going to shoot. And now I look here, and now it says if the defensive forecheck is 0, then the shot is blocked. See this red thing here? It is 0 because technically they're short-handed. So they're buckling down near the net, okay? So you can see it changed it automatically. So Boston is now 0 forecheckers. Chicago is now 3 forecheckers. You could, I suppose, choose to ignore this as a house rule and say, well, it's a 6-on-5. It's kind of a power play, but it's not a 5-on-4, so maybe you would just go with normal forecheck too. That is completely up to you, and this game allows you to do that as well. But I'm going to look at this, that on the delayed call, it's kind of, since they can't score, the Bruins are rallying around the net to try to touch that puck up. So on a defensive forecheck of 0, which is what it is, the Bruins are in 0 because they're buckled down, then we check the shot block. Again, the 5 is not greater than the 7, but because of this right here, it is blocked. So the shot by Pappen, even though it's a nice shot 5 right in front, Don Ori slides across and got a piece of the shot. So we're going to hit the shot block is here, so it's going to be shot block. Now we're going to check the loose puck. Now the loose puck is Paul Schmier, the left defenseman. So right defenseman. So it comes back to Schmier at the point. So Don already blocked it. It bounced back to the point. We continue on. We click on loose puck. Now we check here. Now we got another penalty check. Now, again, this is where if you wanted to check for other penalties, you could and see if you got a double minor or not. That's how the rules are written. Myself, I tend to get a little more loosey-goosey with the penalties, if you will, but for the purpose of this, we'll check for another penalty on Sanderson to see if he gets 2 penalties. So we'll click on this, and 18. Yes, so Sanderson's going to end up getting 2 penalties on this play if we were to play this exactly how the rules are written. All right, so Angotti gets it. Now he has to pass again. So now he's going to try to get it over to Maloney, but Ace Bailey over here hits him because we get a loose puck, right wing. If it's a 3 or better, it's a 4. So Ace Bailey hits Maloney. We have a loose puck, and it's going to be a matchup between the offensive right D, which is Schmier, and a defensive left wing. And they've given 6 to the left wing, which has been added to Don Marcotte's loose puck rating. So the loose puck rating will be touched up by Marcotte, and now we'll call the penalty. Okay, because the Bruins have touched the puck up. And it really helps to have some hockey knowledge as well when doing something like this. And that's going to be the topic for our next show, is being familiar with the game you're playing, the sport you're playing. So now we click on remove extra skater over here. Esposito's back in the net. Now, I forget to do this a lot. Okay, so if you forget to put the skater back in, it won't wreck the game. The only thing it'll do, it'll mess up the goalie stats. So at the end of the game, you'll look up, and instead of playing 60 minutes, he might play, if you didn't put him in for a minute or two, he might play 58 minutes. So it just messes up the goalie stats. But you can't score, because once you took the shot, you would realize that there's no goalie in the net, and then you put the goalie back in. So you can't hurt anything if you forget to put the goalie back in. And I forget all the time. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna say click lines manually because I have 2 penalties to call on Sanderson. So I'm gonna click on M-I-N. That's his minor penalty rating. So Sanderson picked up 2 penalties on that play. So we're gonna go minor, and he's got a holding. Now a possible misconduct, and you see it's got a 6 here. So the misconduct rating is, I think it's that here right after the penalty rating. It's a 3. So he doesn't have a 6, so he's not going to get a misconduct. I tend not to play misconducts. I might if I did a season replay to see what my penalty minutes would be. But again, when you're doing just kind of something like this, I don't get too crazy with penalties. But again, penalties are the downfall of all hockey games. I have yet to find a hockey game where penalties are simple and concise, because they're not. Because every penalty is different. Things different in each game too. You know, even in a regular hockey game, you get minors, coincidentals, fights. You know, double minors. So. I give credit for people who make these games and try to make it work. So Sanderson's going to get 2 minutes, and now we can change this to 4 because he got two penalties. So we're going to change that to 4. All right, so he's going to go back-to-back. So Sanderson's going to get 4 minutes in penalties. And now, officially, maybe it would be he would have to have someone serve the other one. He could go 5-on-3. Again, that's when you really have to have hockey knowledge about players and lines. But I believe if a player gets 2 penalties, it's back-to-back with 4 minutes. I'm an official. I should know, but at the top of my head, I don't remember. It's summertime. All right, so we're going to uncheck the delayed penalty now, and we're going to go to auto line for Boston, and you can see what it does is it puts out the penalty killing lines, and it leaves a spot open here. So we're going to go auto line over here. However, Sanderson's on PK1, as you can see, and it gives us a little red here. It says, oh, this guy's in the box. So you can either go PK2 or you could choose somebody else to come out. So let's see. We're going to put, how about we put out Pye McKenzie? So we're going to have McKenzie and Westfall killing the penalty with Orr and Dallas Smith. Okay, so again, the game does a nice job of highlighting what's going on. Alrighty, so now that all that's done, what you need to do is have a face-off. Okay, because over here now, you're looking at this card here, and there's all this stuff here. Well, we've had a penalty, we've had a face-off, you know, we got our line set up. So let's go to face-off. So we're just going to click face-off. When in doubt, you can go face-off or loose puck. If you ever get stuck, that's what the instructions tell you to do. Just hit loose puck or face-off. Just call a whistle and have a face-off if you ever get stuck with what's going on. All right, so let's go to the face-off now with the Blackhawks on the power play. The KO. All righty. This is one of the things I really hate about these games is that they're always throwing guys out of the face-off. Even Appa does it and Strat does it, and it happens way more than it should. All right, so both are kicked out of the face-off. So what we do is you click on the face-off rating, and that turns red. All right, and this is something I saw ID do. I didn't figure this out on my own. ID did this, and so thanks to ID for that. So you click on that, so that means they're out of the face-off. All right, so Makita and Westfall have been waved out. Click on face-off again. And so now we have new face-off men. So Bobby Hull is drawing it. So Bobby Orr took the face-off. Okay, he's got the only other face-off rating out here. And that's a tie. Okay, it's a 2 and a 2. If it's a tie, it goes to the home team. So Bobby Hull's going to win this, and it's going to go to the home center. So Makita gets it now, and he's going to pass, and now the Blackhawks will be on the man advantage. So Makita's going to try to pass it. So, again, it's a pass from Makita. It's trying to go to Hull. Hull's going to try to get the pass. However, we got to check Smith and McKenzie to see if their combination of defensive ratings is 5 or better. It is. 3 and a 2. It's 5 or better. And, again, McKenzie's lit up, but, again, either guy can make the play. And it says to alternate from time to time. So we'll say McKenzie went over to Hull, and he made a nice defensive play. So we click on defense now. And, again, time comes off the clock. You can see the penalty ticking down here. And Bobby Orr has the puck. All right, so now we look at the bottom here. If it's a forecheck 0, and it is, because automatically the Bruins are forecheck 0 on the penalty, and the Blackhawks are forecheck 3, so that's automatic. So that lets us know that we cannot have an AST pass. Okay, that can't happen. So if this were to result in a nice AST, which is a nice pass for a shot, that can't happen. So we got to keep that in mind. So now the interception, if the center and the right wing, is 8. Well, we got a 4 and a 2, and I believe the parentheses is the shorthanded rating, if I'm not mistaken. So that's going to be a 6, and even if it wasn't, it's a 7, so it's less. So or pass to the left D, so he's basically going to skate with it. That's what that means. So if you pass to left D, you skate with it. And it's going to be an icing now. 31-40, so Orr gets it, and he's going to shoot it down the ice. Okay. So now it's going to let us know here. If it's a dump in, if it's forced by the power play team, we're going to click on ice instead of a dump in. Okay, so that's just going to keep that in mind. Let's go up here. It's going to be a forced dump in if the right D is a 1. So Doug Jarrett has the puck. He's skating up. The check is a 3, so it is a 3. So if it's a dump in, and it is, forced ice by the power play team. Oh, that I think that would be if the Bruins had the puck, because there's no ice here. So it's a nice defensive play here by Smith. So this will be ignored because if it's a forced ice by the power play team, which they don't have an icing. So I believe that's what it is. This one kind of stumps me from time to time, just because again, if it's forced ice by the power play team on a dump in, but again, I think this would be if the shorthanded team had the puck. So again, it's going to be a forced dump in because Dallas Smith has it. So I'm going to click on defense here, and it's going to be dumped in, and the puck is covered up for a faceoff. So Eddie Johnson covers it up for a faceoff. So now let's go to our faceoff. So now it's going to be Westfall and Makita, and it's going to be +1. And so whoever is the bottom one got 1, but it wouldn't matter. Stan Makita wins this easily, and it's going to go to the right wing. And if it was a tie, it would go to the visitors. So this time, Jim Pappin's going to get it, and he's going to make a pass. So a pass by Pappin. So over here tells you kind of what has happened in the past. And he's going to try to skate with it because it's a pass to the right wing. He's the right wing, so he's actually going to fake the pass and skate with it. The hit rating of Westfall is a 1, so it doesn't pass the check. So he's going to get a 13. That's going to be a shot 5. So Pappin makes a nice play to fake out Westfall, and we'll get a shot 5 here on the power play. So he takes the shot. It's blocked if it's a 5 or higher, so it's lit up over here in green. McKenzie's not a 5. He's a 2, so that shot is on net with a 62. And a 58-62 from zone 5, which is right in front, is a goal. So Jim Pappin scores on the power play for the Blackhawks, and they lead 1-0. So now let's check the assists. So it's going to tell you the first assist is the center if he's a 1. So Makita is a 7, so he will get assists. So click on AST. Now keep in mind that we have 2 ASTs here in the game. We have the one in the middle here. We got your shots, you give away your pass, and your nice pass. Okay, that's an assist. But over here is your assist for the goal. So that's why it lights up over here and not over here. This is your assist rating. This is an assist pass in the game. Might be a little confusing, but that's how they did it. So this is going to be assist. So he is definitely higher than 1. So we click on AST. So assist by Makita. And the next assist check is the right wing, so he scored the goal. So I like to give it one more, so I click on this AST major button here, and it's going to check the lefty now for a 1. And the lefty, yes, Jarrett will get the second assist, and that is that. So now, Sanderson, we got to get this down to 2 minutes. So they scored in the first half of his penalty. This is where the hockey knowledge comes in. So we need to bring this down to 2 minutes now because that was scored, so that eliminates the first of the Sanderson penalty. If that's how you would do that. Again, this is more of a hockey thing than anything else, but it does allow you to change this here, which is nice. All right, so let's go to PK2 and power play 2, and we'll have a face-off. Over here, if you want to click on this, we can check the scoring summary, and it calls up what happened. So Jim Pappen gets a power play goal from Makita and Jarrett, and it even gives you a time and a goal of 5:37, which is kind of neat, and the score is 1-0. See what else can we click on here? This is the game log. It just kind of tells you what's happening. So if you ever get stuck, you can click on this to see what is going on if you need to rewind the game action, so to speak. We got the game stats. This is nice. This has a nice stat package. I talked about that. It's got a really nice stat package here. And it tells you the time on the ice of people, how many goals, and the whole bit. This is not sortable, I don't think. It's just kind of an overall view of what's happening here. But it talks about the power plays. Chicago is 1 for 1 on the power play right now. And it gives you shots on goals. It gives you, goalie saves and the whole bit. And so it does a nice job of breaking down the stats here as well. And then here's your penalty summary. And Sanderson, it says 2 minutes holding, but he actually got a double on that. I'm still, like I say, the penalties are still kind of confusing how it happens. So we'll play a few more minutes here before we break up the party here and see what happens here. So I tell you what, let's get rid of the penalty here on Sanderson. Let's just say that this is over. So just click on the empty spot. And now when you go auto line, it just puts out regular 5-on-5. So let's just go on and just get some more gameplay going here. And as you see, the game put everybody back to forecheck 2, and we're good to go. So let's go with the face-off now, and it's tied. Okay, so after the +3, so whoever was, I think Makita was the 4. I think Esposito's a 7. So Makita got 4. That tied him, but it's going to go to the visitor. It's going to go to the visitor center. So Esposito's going to get it. And he's going to start with a pass. And again, over here on the left side, pass by Esposito. So he's going to pass to the center, so that's himself. So he's going to just try to skate with it. We're going to check Magnuson here. If he's got a 5 on his defense, he does not. So we go up to here, which is going to be 29. So Esposito's going to get a shot 1. This is probably the second worst shot in the game, just inside the blue line. Get something, a bad angle or something like that. So he's going to shoot this one. We check, see if it's going to be wide. Dennis Hull, the right wing, it's got a 2, so it's not going to be wide. It's going to be on net. It's going to be a 31. And again, the goalie card lights up in zone 1 where the shot was taken from. And again, you can see Esposito's shot 1 over here. And it's going to be a 31, and a 31 is going to be a rebound. So it's going to be a save by Esposito and a rebound. And it's going to tell you what happens. If it's going to be a tie, it goes to the home team. It's going to be a 9 if you get the rebound shot. And we're checking the left D and the right wing, and it lights up. All right, so we have Smith and we have Hull. Now, Hull's going to win this one here, and he's going to take the loose puck. If Smith got it, it would not be a loose puck. It would be a shot because he's on offense. So an offensive rebound would be a shot. A defensive rebound would be just a loose puck. But it does show you, it lights up what you're looking for here. So Hull's going to get it on the loose puck, and we'll take it away now. And now we can change lines manually or go to automatic. We'll say automatic. Go ahead. There we go. And the game puts out the lines that it feels should be out there. And I like that part of the game. It's just less decisions for me. But again, if you wanted to, you could say, oh, no, I'm not putting out line 3. I want line 2 out there. And you can do that as well. So there's all kinds of things you can do. So we'll just play another minute here. So Pitt Martin has it. We're going to check the takeaway of the lefty. It's already highlighted for me so I can see it right away. It is not a 5. So he's going to pass it to the center, which is himself. So he means he's going to skate it. And a 12 is a shot, too. So it's a medium shot, top of the face-off circle. He shoots this one. It's blocked if this guy has a 6. He doesn't have a 6, so it's a shot 45. And again, in zone 2, it's already lit up. A 45 is a save by Johnson and a rebound. And it's going to bounce over to the rebound is the defensive right D. So it's going to be Don Ari. Don Ari picks up the loose puck. Click on loose puck. And now we see what happens here. So now we check if it's a... If his physical is low, which it's not, it's medium, so we ignore this. Now we check for a penalty on Bobby Hull because it's greater than 1, so we will do a penalty check. So I'm going to do a penalty check on Hull. A 17. Yes, a 17 is less than 19, so we got a minor. So it's going to be a delayed call on Hull. And again, what I like to do is take the goalie out. This is how Dave plays it. I'm going to pull the goalie. Extra skater coming on the ice is going to be Phil Esposito. So McKenzie has the puck, and again, he has to pass because that's my house rule. He has to pass. Or again, on a penalty, you can just stop play, put in the penalty, and then continue on with the face-off. I like to get some action going here with a goalie racing to the bench. So McKenzie's going to make a pass. Now we got another penalty check. Now nobody has an 8, so that's okay. So it's going to be a pass 2 to Stanfield. So McKenzie, a terrific pass to Stanfield 2, which is a shot 5. So Stanfield's moving right in on Esposito. And also the goalie has a penalty check rating too. So anytime you get this right here, it does highlight the goalie as well. Goalies can get penalties, by the way. So we're going to get a 2. So it's going to be a shot 5. So Stanfield's going to shoot this one. If it's defensive forecheck is a 3, then it's no block. No, they're actually in a forecheck 0. So this is where if you were late in the game and you were selling out and you had 3 forecheckers, then you would not block a shot. So this takes away defense. But in this case, Chicago has a 0 forechecker. So we go here. Is it blocked if the left wing's a 1? Yes, Bobby Hull is a block 2. So Stanfield shot right in deep. Hull got a stick on, and the puck is blocked. Now we have a loose puck scenario. So it's going to be between Teddy Green and Chico Mackey, and Chico Mackey will get there and touch it up, and now we'll have our penalty, and then we go through the process of giving Hull a minor penalty. So minor penalty for Hull. We check for misconduct. It's not 13 is higher than his 3, so it's just a 2-minute penalty on Hull. And so now the Bruins will be on the man advantage. And Hull is out here on this line, so I would probably go PK1. Either that or I could manually change Hull to somebody else. I can say, okay, let's put Cliff Quarrell out here on the left wing, stuff like that. So, and then we would run the Boston power play. So anyway, hey, and then I got to put the goalie back. Okay, no, and yeah, or I could play without him on the power play, but that'd be kind of ridiculous. So we're gonna remove the extra skater and the goalie goes back in. So that is some basic gameplay here. Let me just run through a couple other things here. Let me get rid of the power play here and just show you the cards here. So we'll go auto lines. All right, so this is the even strength. As you can see, this changes back to even now. All righty. So let's look at Doug Jarrett's card for 1 second. So on even strength, when a number comes up, this is what's going to happen with him. Being a defenseman, he's going to get a lot of outside shots. So he's going to get a lot of 2, 1, and 0 shots. Giveaway is your giveaway, okay? And giveaways can lead to breakaways. A pass is a pass we just talked about. And an assist is a nice pass. So if I were to click on this, it's a nice pass. And the great thing about this game is you can click anywhere at any time. It doesn't penalize you. So you can really add a lot of house rules into this game. It doesn't forbid you from really clicking on anything that I can see. So just to give you an idea in this example. So Jarrett has it. He made a nice pass. So AST is an assist on a nice shot. So an assist is going to go first to the center. So that's going to be Makita. And it's going to be a 40. So he's going to get a shot 1. Okay, now if I would do this again, let me get something to come up here. All right. Let me go to Makita now with a nice assist. What I'm trying to show you something here. Okay. Come on. There we go. All right. So let me show you what happened here as my phone rings here with another scam call. All right. So Makita has the puck, and he makes a nice assist pass. Now the assist pass says go to the center. Well, on this particular case, you can't pass to yourself. So that's why the green is here for the pass, because the game doesn't know who has the puck. Okay, only you do. So it gives you the secondary pass, and that's where the right wing comes in. So if Makita has it, and he got a nice pass, an assist rating pass, so he makes the assist pass, it says to the center. Well, it can't go to the center. It has to go to somebody in this case. So in this case, the right wing lights up as the secondary player, and that will be the pass to him, and it's going to be a 33. So Stan Makita with a nice pass to Dennis Hull. That pass happens automatically. I don't think there's ever a check on an AST pass, and I ran into that problem one night late in the summer, and we had a big discussion about that. But the pass goes through. The subsequent shot could actually be taken away. So the pass goes through. So a nice pass from Makita to Hull, 33, and that's going to be a shot 4. And that's like I said, that pass is unobtrusive, or whatever that word is. Hull's going to take the shot, and now we see what happens here. So if the defensive forecheck is 3, It's not. It's a 2. We ignore this. It's a wide shot. If Sanderson is a 1 or better, he's a 5, so it would be a wide shot. So that would be, click on the defense. We got a loose puck. It tells you there's no matchup. It just goes right to the left defense. Rick Smith has it, and we continue on play. So anyway, so that is a little bit of gameplay for Inside the Crease Hockey. Just give you an idea of what it kind of looks like, because the only reason I started playing this game, as well as a couple other games, is people slowed it down. They took their time in the game, and they slowed it down when they played it, and that made more sense for me. And I know I didn't go over everything here in the game, but at least hopefully I can get you started. And sometimes once you get started, things start to fall into place. And that's what happened with me is I was watching, I think it was some of the replay basketball games too, is some people would just race through it, and then some people said, let me show you what is what. And that's what I was trying to show you today, like what is what to look for. What are the matchups? What are the loose pucks? What are the faceoffs? What are the penalties? Penalties are still are a pain. They really are. And again, that's why I suggest, come up with your own penalty system in a lot of these games. But anyway, that's some basic gameplay for Inside the Crease. I kind of like it because there's not a lot of coaching. Even though you can, late in the game, you can change your forecheck. You can pull the goalie at any time for delay call, stuff like that. So there's enough to keep me going here. But most of it's common sense hockey is what I use it for. But anyway, hey, I'm Dave. Hope you like this video here as I played some Inside the Crease. And if you got any questions, let me know. I'll probably do more videos on this. I have a lot of gameplay videos, so you can see how fast you can get the game moving. Once you get to know where you're looking on the screen and you check the matchups and the whole bit, you can really get this game flowing really, really nice. And so I'm Dave, and I owe you guys. I got to wrap up the Shootout Stanley Cup project. As last night, as you know, Tampa Bay took the series in 5. In my series, Montreal is up 3-1. 3 of the 4 games have gone to overtime in my replay with Shootout Hockey, so I need to play Game 5 in Tampa to see if Montreal can wrap it up in 5, or if Tampa will force a Game 6 and then possibly a Game 7. So I owe you that either today or tomorrow. And I also got to get Game 1 going between Montreal and Philadelphia in the 77-78 replay that I'm doing with Al Red Sox fan and Retro Sports Network with Uncle Ron. 3 of us are working on that. I'm going to play Game 1 of each series, and then they're going to take over Game 2. I think I'll take over Game 3 and then throw it back to them for Game 4. And we'll kind of alternate like that here on the channel until we get to the Cup Finals, and then we'll come up with some sort of schedule for that. But anyway, I'm Dave. I hope you enjoyed this video of Inside the Crease Hockey PC game, kind of a basic game.